we know outside of a new president, which definitely can make a big difference, there are others that can make a big difference too. Like this guy right here, Larry Fink, and his firm Blackrock, who just decided to make a big presentation to their investors about Bitcoin. I mean, just think about that. Just think about how BlackRock is now educating via PowerPoint about Bitcoin, and this is what they have, right? They're actually pinpointing all the weaknesses that Bitcoiners have been pointing out for years with the dollar, in this case, treasuries, gold, and Bitcoin. Looking at it, all right? You look at supply, treasuries, unlimited. Gold, still basically unlimited, right? Semi-fixed is still unlimited. Bitcoin, fixed. Governance, decentralized. Governance of gold, decentralized? That's wrong. I mean, gold clearly is not decentralized. Clearly governed by a few. And then, you know, everything else, right? And then clearly look at the market cap, 25 trillion, 14 trillion, 1.3 trillion. Very, very undervalued. And look at the left side, purchasing power. This is what everyone's been saying, including Saylor, how you're being robbed. The silent tax called inflation is robbing you. And how it's robbing you is your purchasing power. Your ability to buy something with your dollar has decreased tremendously throughout inception, basically. Since 1913, when the Federal Reserve was established, till now, your purchasing power have basically been going to zero. That's ultimately what it's showing. It's just going closer and closer to zero. That's why you need to buy and hold hard assets like Bitcoin. But anyways, you guys know this. I've been saying a lot of this for a long time. But, you know, just think about it for a second, that BlackRock is now saying the same thing Bitcoiners have been saying to all of their investors now, right? And the purpose of this is to try to get them all to buy their IBIT Bitcoin ETF. It's just, you know, it's just how times have changed. How times have really, really changed. So, yeah, BlackRock, even though no one likes BlackRock, no one likes to see Larry Fink take control of Bitcoin, but in the meantime, they are definitely making big strides, accumulating, and bring a ton of attention to Bitcoin and the entire crypto industry. Let's not forget, they have an Ethereum ETF too that I don't talk a lot about, but they have that already. Who knows? They may have a Solana ETF soon too. CME Group, the world's largest derivative exchange, they are about to launch their own physical Bitcoin product, probably ETF as well. They've been talking about hinting it for a while now too. So everyone wants a piece of Bitcoin, a piece of the action. No one wants to be left out. So just imagine the FOMO. Like we're in October, okay? This is a month when historically we go up by 20 to 30%. So once the FOMO starts hitting, and it could be as soon as this month, and then carries into next month, and then the Santa rally into December, imagine once Bitcoin breaks above $100,000, what the FOMO is going to be like with all these products available. The institutions with their billions and trillions of dollars, they will be buying up everything. This is what I'm talking about, the supply shock. You know, retail, yeah, if you add 8 billion people across the planet, yeah, that's a lot of money. But these institutions, they have it all. If they start FOMOing, I mean, the price is going to start moving in a big way because there's just not enough Bitcoin to go around. People still don't understand that. There's so little amount of Bitcoin out there. There's not enough to go around. And once these big boys really all start jumping in, it's going to be too late. Here's something interesting. The IMF is still trying to control El Salvador. So this came out of some press conference where they said that they're going to still try to work with El Salvador and give them some more money. And even, I don't know why, they could just hide it. Like, they don't need to specifically say it, but like, I listened to it and she specifically says she wants to like limit them from Bitcoin. Like, why do you even need to say that? Like, there's no need to say it. It just makes them seem desperate, right? But that's what they did. That's what they did. But, you know, since El Salvador adopted Bitcoin, their GDP has gone up 10%. Their murder rate has gone down by 95%. I don't know how that relates to Bitcoin, but tourism has gone up by 95% in 2023 alone. That's crazy. That's crazy. Again, I don't know how the murder rate gone down by 95%. But yeah. And then, you know what? El Salvador does not care about the IMF. They're worried about their volcano bonds, their Bitcoin city, and how they're going to embrace Bitcoin more. They are leading the way in terms of a country, kind of like Michael Saylor is in terms of a publicly traded company, right? They are showing the way, and Argentina is paying attention, and I'm sure many other Latin American countries are paying attention as well. What else is awesome? A lot of big stablecoin transfers into Coinbase. Here's a $50 million one. Here's a $51 million one. These are all going to Coinbase. These are USDC. And why are they going to Coinbase? To buy, and buy some more. Here's a giant bullish pennant, bullish flag that I'm waiting for us to break out of. And once it does, it's going to be glorious. And you know that supply shock I keep talking about, the FOMO factor and everyone, jumping in. Here's something else that's very important, very, very, very important to recognize. This is going to be the only cycle in Bitcoin's history. No, the first. It's not going to be the only. This will be the first cycle in Bitcoin's history where the supply and exchanges are actually going down. Okay, think about that for a second. Every single cycle we had before, prior to this one, the supply of Bitcoin on exchanges actually went upwards. Even the 2021 one. Okay, this one will be the only one so far, and the first of many, where the supply is actually going down. So, like 20 years from now or 30 years from now, when Bitcoin is at like $10 million, and, you have to tell your kids or your grandkids or your great-grandkids, like, hey, the turning point for Bitcoin was when the supply shock really started happening, when the exchange reserves really started dropping. This is the year. 2024 is when it started. Well, 2023 is started, but 2024 is the halving year where it really started going down, right? So it's actually quite different than all previous cycles.